Hi there, everybody. I'm Diana Muenz Chen. I'm going to be reading a couple excerpts I find interesting from our new book called Know Your Soul, Bring Joy to Your Life. I'm going to hold up the cover so you can see it. This book is going to be available on Amazon on July 23rd, 2020, a free copy of the ebook. You can also get it on Amazon at other days. Purchase it in paperback or ebook form. I co-wrote it with David Schwerin and Archangel Michael. It contains a lot of great stuff in it. I'm going to just read the table of contents. Archangel Michael has a message at the very beginning of the book. And then chapter 1 is about extensions of your soul, which has to do with how we are energetically composed. So we have our physical body, we have our energy field, we have our higher self, we have our soul. We have our line of purpose, and all those things are described in the book in that chapter. Chapter 2, Anatomy and Transitions of Your Soul. That's about the different segments of your soul. Michael first taught that information called Anatomy of the Soul in a workshop in 2012, and he's been teaching it ever since. And also in that chapter, chapter 2, we talk about the transition of the soul into the physical form, the various stages of how that goes, and then also the death transition and how we kind of reabsorb everything as we go through a methodical death transition. Chapter 3 is about movement. It's about Creator. It's about the nature of Creator and how we support that and add to it. Chapter 4, about soul lessons that David and I have had. Chapter 5, how to connect to your soul. It's a meditation and it's some tips about how to connect with your soul. So that's sort of the gist of the book. Now, what I think I would like to read to you is from chapter 2. It's the anatomy and transitions of your soul. Your soul's energy is more expanded than that of your higher self. As the first individuation from Creator, its energy is always in dynamic motion. Your soul is not marred by incomplete movement, which is neither good nor bad. It is not fragmented, but it is whole. Your soul is like the hand of Creator. During an incarnation, it is your higher self, not your soul, that contains all the incomplete movement and lessons learned. Once the death transition occurs, your higher self will be reabsorbed into your soul. Archangel Michael also says, your soul is not an earthly creation. It is a beautiful hologram of the divine. It is not bound by the here and now on earth. It does not have a good or bad in its awareness. It has movement in its awareness. And movement in and of itself is neutral. And so to judge good or bad is a human creation. It is not a soul creation. Your judgments come from your personality, which is influenced by distractions, interactions, ego projections, and distorted beliefs. Connecting to your soul through meditation or contemplation leads to more growth, because it helps your personality release judgments and challenges faulty beliefs. There's no need to judge, for all contributes to the movement of Creator. Your soul has two purposes, and this was very interesting to find out from Michael. Your soul has two purposes, a universal purpose and an individual purpose. Your universal purpose is the same as all other souls everywhere: to keep growing, to keep clearing energy blocks, and consequently to complete movement. Your individual purpose is determined by your soul and higher self when they form your physical body, personal energy field, and line of purpose, and can differ from the individual purposes of other souls. So the universal purpose then, I'm not reading anymore, but the universal purpose is what all of our souls have as a common purpose, to contribute to Creator in any way we can by movement, by moving forward however we can. And then our individual purpose is what a lot of us think of as our purpose. What is our soul's purpose? People will come to me and, in a session and say, what is my soul's purpose? And so that's more got to do with what our individual soul wants to learn in this incarnation. Some examples could be to heal a wound of abandonment that maybe our soul has gone through in other incarnations and brings into this incarnation that wound. Maybe to help heal the planet Earth, which is certainly a need we have here on the Earth right now. Or maybe how to learn to love deeply. Those are some of the examples. Your original purpose can change to a different purpose in one incarnation. This is called reincarnation in the same body. Now, I want to also go forward, and this is in Chapter 4, just to follow up what reincarnation in the same body is. My co-author and I have experienced this, both. And I had a teacher at the Barbara Brennan School who also went through it. When I was a freshman and in my sophomore year too, she was going through this change. And what it is, well, let me read and maybe you can understand it. So, reincarnation in the same body. Although David didn't realize it at the time, and that's referring to David, the co-author, his June 2010 session with Lady Diana, who is my higher self, that's what we call her, was going to be a bit out of the ordinary. As usual, the session started with a message from higher self, but the message did not follow the normal next step pattern. Lady Diana told David that his soul had determined that he completed his agreed upon tasks in this life. Therefore, it would normally be time for him to return to spirit, to start his death transition. David's soul decided that instead of dying, he would engage in reincarnation in the same body, also known as a reincarnation in the same lifetime. And so this change is something that would help to help to accelerate his development. It would bypass the need for shift in consciousness that would normally occur when a current incarnation terminated. The soul oversees its reincarnation process and is closer to and more involved with the personality self, our human self, than at other times. So now, also, according to, and I'm not reading this anymore, according to, it's an addition I'm making, according to my teacher, Barbara Brennan, when I went to her school, she saw, the line of purpose, which is a line that goes from Creator down into the earth, and there's actually a diagram in this book that depicts that, and I talk about that in one of the chapters. Our line of purpose starts to undergo a shift when we do a reincarnation in the same body. And there is a cocoon-like energy that surrounds that line of purpose as the purpose changes. And so we may go from one purpose of, maybe trying to learn how to love others, and then move into a totally different purpose. And for me, my experience was I went through a period of a lot of vertigo for a couple years almost, and I felt also strangely disconnected from myself. And as things are settling down now, because this is a current thing that happened, a recent thing that happened, what I'm experiencing is small shifts in my personality and bigger shifts in my desire to love others. And that's really what my next step was, is to create love, was my next task as a soul here for my individual purpose. So I hope that made sense to you. Again, this is a really interesting book, Know Your Soul, Bring Joy to Your Life, and it's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. And remember, July 23rd, 2020, we have a free ebook for you available on Amazon. All right, everybody. I hope that you understood what I was talking about. Bye-bye.